This excerpt was taken from part 2 of the Full and Bloom interview with producer-engineer Beau Hill. You can listen to the entire interview at fullandbloom.com. When the guys come in for Invasion, are they, I don't know if, I know publishing works to where maybe even 2 albums down, they start seeing publishing from the first record. I mean, are they all rich by that point, or are they still kind of struggling?
They, and I got this from their manager, each one of the guys in the band at the end of the Out of the Cellar cycle had a net worth of $1.2 million. So, and considering that they were gutter snipe when we went in to make Out of the Cellar, these guys were feeling pretty
rich. Yeah,
we're feeling pretty good financially.
I know you always had the tension going, but as far as cutting the record, but once it got going, were they more trustful?
Yeah, of course. Either that or they found that my ideas and my approach was a little less controversial, because it was our second rodeo and they kind of knew the drill and I kind of knew their drill, and we all kind of knew areas to stay out of each other's way and things like that. So yeah, I remember that record as being a little bit easier psychologically to endure.
How long would you say it took to record that? All in all,
that record took a while. I mixed it in New York, and we mastered everything at Sterling, so that was right across the street in New York as well.
So probably about 3 months, or did it take longer than that?
That one was probably had a 3-month window, I'm pretty sure, because obviously at that time, we didn't really have any budgetary restrictions, although I still did a budget. But Atlantic,
yeah, I'm sure
they just let me do whatever I wanted.
Right. What did you spend on that record?
I couldn't tell you, honestly. But that was another big bone of contention I found out later, was that Warren in particular didn't understand the way that funding for a record works. So he thought that if, for example, the budget was $100,000, Atlantic came over and gave me a duffel bag filled with dollar bills, and Beau got to spend it however he wanted to spend it. And so it made Warren in particular really mad, because he confided in me one day. He said, "I just hate the way that you rush us into our sessions. I hate the way that you start at 10 o'clock every day." And I said, "Why? I'm doing it to save you guys money." He said, "No, you're not. You get to keep all the money." And at that point, the light went on in my head, and I went, okay, now this clears up a lot of the frustrating conversations that I had with these guys over the years. Was somebody had told them along the way that Atlantic writes checks to me. And I said, no, I don't see a penny. I don't see anything. All the vendors get paid at source, which is Atlantic. So they send an invoice to Atlantic after I've signed off on the invoice, and Atlantic writes them a check. I don't ever get a penny. And as a matter of fact, if I go over budget, then it's coming out of my end. Oh, I didn't know that. But it was indicative of the cross wires that we had about the business of going about making a record and working with a major record company. And these guys thought that it was going in my pocket, and it was a huge source of irritation. Like every day when I'd say, "Hey guys, 10 o'clock," they're all thinking in the back of their head, "Oh, Beau's lining his pockets because he's making us come to work at 10 o'clock.
Amazing. The one thing, though, that stands out is, again, a lot of these guys that I've interviewed didn't think of not just publishing, but didn't think of anything. So it's almost remarkable that they were that paranoid about it. And not only that, Warren is just like a little kid at that point, right?
Yeah, I think we did Cellar. He was 19.
That's pretty unbelievable that he even gave a shit about that at that time.
Well, I don't think he did at that time. What I think had happened, and I had run into this a couple of times. These guys were very friendly with the Motley Crue guys and with the Dokken guys and stuff like that. So when they would get together or when they would go on tour together, they would start innocently enough with these misinformation programs, and because nobody in the band really knew exactly what the fuck was the process, they took it as gospel. And we had one run-in where Blotzer had played a rough mix of something, and Tommy Lee said something that offended Blotzer. And I mean, trying to weather that storm was quite challenging, you know, because it was Beau's fault, and Beau did this, and Tommy Lee says that, and Beau, why don't you do it the way Tommy Lee does it, and all that kind of stuff. This was just another example of the misinformation and how it really distorted our working relationship.